All right, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. It's 11 a.m. Eastern here on the dot, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I know some others are continuing to join, which is great. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining. We're going to be hosting the WEFTEC 2023 on-site sales booth selection process and overview today. My name is Kate Hawley. I'm the Senior Manager of WEFTEC Exhibition Sales here at the Water Environment Federation. I see many familiar, most of you are cameras off, which is fine, but I see some familiar names and initials and last names, so it's really nice to see everybody. I'm going to go ahead and make a quick introduction of a couple staff that are here. These are our on-site sales staff that you will see in person at on-site sales, and additionally be communicating with leading up to on-site sales this October at WEFTEC in New Orleans. So I'll start with Jessica Dexter. Jessica is here with us, and she'll be monitoring the chat and answering questions. And then also Micah Choi is online as well. And then my colleague, Rochelle Stefanik, who many of you probably have seen her emails from Rochelle. She's unable to join us today, but with the four of us, we will be very happy to serve you and answer your questions as we prepare for WEFTEC 2022 and specifically selecting space for 2023. So a couple of housekeeping notes. We ask that you do stay on mute today. If you unmute, we will mute you back. The goal is for you to use the chat function with any questions that you have, just because of the number of participants that we have today. And we will also be pausing throughout the presentation to answer questions. And so if we see a lot of questions coming in, I may answer some of those in the webinar here live. If there's any questions specific to your organization, I ask that you hold off on those and send us an email to weftechsales@wef.org so that we can answer those specific to your organization.
Hey, Kate, folks are having trouble hearing you because of the doorbell.
Okay, hold on. Do you know how to fix that?
Maybe,
I think it's under preferences and audio.
I just disabled the waiting room, so that should fix it, I hope.
That also would work.
Okay.
Or maybe not.
Hang tight with us just a minute. I don't see anything, Jessica. Can you still hear the doorbell on my end?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
If anyone knows how to disable the doorbell, feel free to let us know. Thank you, Nolan.
Okay, what does Nolan say? Select manage person.
Oh, I think I figured it out.
I think you did. Something went away. Okay.
Yep. Sorry,
so
guys.
I'll just quick overview. Jessica Dexter and Micah Choi are on the call. We just ask that you stay on mute, and then we're going to answer questions via chat as we go. I'll pause throughout the presentation as well. And then any specific questions to your organization, please email those to weftechsales@wef.org. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Thanks everybody for joining. We're going to try and keep this to 30 minutes, and here we go. Okay, so as we're planning for 2023, we're very excited for 2022. We've got more than 750 exhibiting companies contracted on our floor. The attendee early bird deadline is approaching this Friday, July 29. And we typically see an uptick in registrations during that time. We're just over 2,600 attendees registered, which is 17% ahead of where we were this time last year. So industry research is showing that a lot of attendees are registering closer and closer to the show, which is a reason why we pushed this early bird deadline back 2 weeks in comparison to last year. But that's where we're at there. If you want to check out the program, you can go to weftec.org/expo. We are also doing a new series called Focus Fridays on select Fridays leading up to WEFTEC. And here what we'll be doing is focusing on giving you a preview of from session speakers and what to expect from presentations. So we're really excited about this new opportunity for this year. And then the health and well-being policy is posted via that link there on the screen. Big change for this year is that as of May 3rd, masks are optional, and WEF recommends that you stay up to date on your vaccinations. And if you do contract COVID, test positive, or have any symptoms, that you do stay home. If you have any questions about our health and well-being policy, most of them should be answered on that web link. And then the big one is our print directory listing deadline for WEFTEC 2022 is August 1. So please, please log into your dashboard and make sure you update your print directory listing so we can get all the accurate information for your organization reflected in our print program. If you can't find your login credentials for your exhibitor dashboard, please go ahead and email expoinfo@wef.org. That's our exhibit operations team. And on that, if you have any questions related to the logistics, your display, getting your staff registered for badges, anything like that, feel free to email our exhibit operations team at expoinfo@wef.org. And they'll be happy to assist you as we prepare for WEFTEC. Okay. So what we're going to cover today is how and why we're completing the booth application early, pricing and exhibitor benefits, the payment schedule and cancellation policy, our priority point process, overview of the floor plan, and how to prepare for on-site sales. Okay, so completing your booth application. The benefit of completing your booth application in advance is that this will allow you to receive a scheduled appointment and use your priority points to get the best location for WEFTEC 2023. All exhibitors that are contracted for WEFTEC 2022 are eligible to participate in WEFTEC 2023 on-site sales this fall, and you save $1.50 per square foot. So after on-site sales, all rates increase $1.50 per square foot. And then you also receive access to making hotel reservations in advance of other exhibitors if you contract during on-site sales. You are able to increase, reduce, or cancel your space up until January 31st, 2023 with 0% penalty. And we'll review more about the payment schedule and the cancellation penalty in a moment here, but it's really a win-win for you, an opportunity to get the best locations, save money, get early access to hotels. So now we're going to move on to what we're going to ask you during the booth application. And before we go into that, I just want to share that the reason what we learned from last year during 2021 is that during on-site sales, we were asking a lot of information from you. What's your company billing address? Who are your contacts? All of this stuff. So really what we're trying to do is collect all of the information that's very simple for you to do at home at your office before you come in, and then really focus your appointment during on-site sales to selecting your space. So also by you completing your application in advance, not only allows us to schedule you an appointment, but it also allows me to understand the different booth sizes that everybody is requesting and do some reconfigurations of the floor plan before everyone starts and selects their space during on-site sales. So now we're going to move on to what we're going to ask you during the application. So the application will look very similar to what the WEFTEC 2022 application looks like this year. You're going to be sent a customized booth application August 1st, and we will ask you your anticipated booth size. We will ask you your booth location preferences. Do you want to be in the general exhibition? Would you potentially like to be in a specialty pavilion like drinking water pavilion or intelligent water and cybersecurity pavilion? No matter what you choose, you are not held to that. You can choose whatever aligns best with your preferences when you select during on-site sales. But if you work in intelligent water and you think you may want to exhibit in that area, go ahead and check off that box so we can make sure we pre-qualify you before you arrive on site. We're going to talk a little bit more about the specialty pavilions and what those descriptions are and those display requirements later, but just keep that in mind. We'll also ask you during the application to tell us your top 5 booth preferences. If you have any competitors you prefer not to be near, we'll ask you to list those as well. If you want to be near your competitors, don't list them. Only tell us if you don't want to be near them. And then we're going to give you the opportunity to also select some discounted marketing opportunities. And then finally, you'll have the exhibitor license agreement to review and agree to as well. So we'll be sending this booth application to you on August 1, and you'll have until August 26 to complete. Okay. I'm going to pause there for questions.
Kate, there's only one question. I know we're sharing the recording.
Yeah.
Are we going to be sharing the slides as well, or just the recording?
So we'll probably just focus on the recording, but if you absolutely need the slides aren't set up with the annotations that someone could just look at the slides. So I would say let's try and stick with the recording, but if you really need the slides, feel free to email WEFTEC sales@wef.org directly and we can help you out.
Sure. And then there's a question about points. Those will be available for review in September.
Yeah, we're going to talk about priority points later in the slide here, so hang tight on priority points.
Yeah, there's a couple other questions that I'm seeing, and if you could hold some of those questions till the end of the presentation, Kate will be answering those throughout this presentation.
Okay. All right, great. Anything else, Jessica?
Nope, I think that's good for now.
Okay, great. All right, so now we're going to move on to booth rates and exhibitor membership. So the 2023 on-site sales, which we also call advanced sales, booth rates are for WEF exhibitor members, $42 per square foot plus $250 per corner. The non-member rate is $49.50 per square foot plus $250 per corner. As a reminder, in order to get the WEF exhibitor member booth rate, you must have WEF exhibitor membership, active WEF exhibitor membership. Though there's a variety of different WEF memberships, corporate membership, professional membership, individual membership, just to name a few, you do have to have WEF exhibitor membership. When you complete your booth application, the rate will automatically default to what your current membership status is. So if you're a current exhibitor member, you're going to see it auto default to the exhibitor member rate. If you're not, it will default to the non-member rate. As a reminder for current exhibitor members, you will have to renew your 2023 exhibitor membership in order to continue to retain your 2023 member booth rate. Renewals will be coming out this fall, so take a peek out for those. It's not too early to renew for 2023, so I've noted the WEF member services contact information on this slide, so please go ahead and reach out to them. And then just to overview a couple of the exhibitor benefits, this is not an exhaustive list, but some of the key benefits are, and by the way, these are the same benefits for 2022, so keep these in mind for this year as well. You get 4 badges per 100 square feet. You get free access to registrant data. So in your exhibitor registration portal, you can access the latest attendee list at any time. Please note that this only includes company, first name, last name, company name, job title, if provided, and demographic data. It does not include email addresses per WEF's privacy policy. We also include, as an exhibitor, you get your profile listed in the online planner and mobile app, in addition to multiple WEF publications. And then a big benefit is that we offer a free customer invitation program that allows you to send an unlimited number of free expo only passes to your customers and prospects. We also offer a variety of marketing tools like email signatures, ready templates, things like that. So I've notated the exhibitor toolkit where you can access all of your exhibitor benefits now for 22, and we'll continue these again for 2023. I'm going to pause there again just to see if there's any questions.
No questions about the benefits, Kate.
Okay. All right, we'll move on to the payment and cancellation policy. So we do have some changes here for 2023. When you contract during on-site sales, no deposit is due. So when you complete this booth application August 1 through August 26, no deposit will be due. When you select your space during on-site sales, we will hold that space for you until January 3rd. Your first 50% deposit will be due January 31st, followed by your second 50% deposit due May 31. So you're able to cancel and reduce your space that you select during on-site sales up until January 31 with a 0% penalty. Any cancellations or reductions in space between February 1 and May 31 incur a 50% penalty. And then after May 31, you would be 100% liable should you make any changes to your booth space. And per the exhibitor license agreement, cancellations must be received in writing to WEFTEC sales@wef.org, or any changes to your booth for that matter. We will have the exhibitor license agreement. It will get sent to you on August 1st with your booth application. So that is coming as well. But by and large, nothing has really changed on that license agreement other than the updates to the payment and cancellation policy that are outlined here in front of you. Okay, moving on to the priority point process. So why are priority points important? They're important because we use these to determine how the order in which WEFTEC exhibit space is assigned during on-site or advanced sales, second round sales, and booth moves. For your awareness, during general sales, when contracts are submitted, we assign those in date receipt order. You can earn priority points by doing any of the following. You can earn a point for exhibiting at WEFTEC every year. You earn 1 point for active WEF exhibitor membership. You earn 1 point per show for exhibiting at WEF specialty conferences like residuals and biosolids and collections, just to name a couple. And you also earn a point for exhibiting at WEF's Win Pavilion program. For example, WEF hosted a WEF Pavilion at EFOT this past May. And so if you exhibited there, you can earn a point there. So what we did in 2020 and 21 is we put a freeze on any points being removed from an exhibitor. And that, of course, was due to the pandemic. We were understanding that for a variety of reasons, some companies were unable to participate in our 2020 digital event where you could earn a point, and also our live event at WEFTEC 2021 last year. However, we are now resuming our regular priority point policy, which is you cannot miss 2 consecutive WEFTEC events or all points will be removed. As an example, if an exhibitor exhibited at WEFTEC 21 last year, they could miss 2022, but then they would have to exhibit at 2023 in order to retain their points. For everyone that's on the call that should be a WEFTEC 2022 exhibitor, you could technically miss 2023, but then you would have to exhibit at 2024 in order to retain your points. Another thing not noted on here is it's noted on our full priority point policy, which if you want to look at it before Monday, it's updated on weftech.org/exhibit 2022. but we will send it out Monday all together for on the 2023 website. Exhibitors may lose 1 point per infraction for failure to hear to show policy. I would say the big one there is if you break down your booth early ahead of show hours ending, we will make a notation of that and deduct a point. So just keep that in mind. And that's all I have on priority points. I'm going to pause there. Any questions on priority points? And I'm going to talk in a moment about priority points and how we use those for the appointment schedule, but any specific questions on how they're calculated or that process?
Nope, no questions.
Okay, great. Thanks, Jessica.
Sure.
Okay, so the appointment schedule. So when you complete your booth application, August 1 through 26, we're going to take all of that information, and that is going to be used to create the appointment schedule that will be released early September. Everyone that completes a booth application will receive an appointment for on-site sales. Appointments will be scheduled in priority point order from highest to lowest. We're doing something new this year where we are going to have the top 100 companies approximately able to select their space via a virtual appointment September 22nd through 30 before we actually arrive on site. And then all remaining companies outside that approximate top 100 will receive an appointment in the on-site sales office at WEFTEC in New Orleans. So if you're wondering if you're going to be in that top 100, we won't be able to answer that question for you until early September. And that is the time at which we will post the full appointment schedule and listing of your priority points that you'll use for WEFTEC 2023 selection. And I'm going to pause there for questions and leave this up.
Kate, there's a couple of questions about how many points to be in the top 100, which Chuck, we don't really know the answer at this time. Right. Kristen's asking if you'll be notified if you're in the top 100 company.
Yes. Yeah, so everyone will be the full appointment schedule, including the top 100, and everyone after that will be all notified at one time via email, and we will post the schedule on our website, and we will share that website link with you in early September. I see a question.
Hi. Actually, I need a detail. If we attend this year's WEFTEC, what are the benefits we will be getting in for 2023 WEFTEC?
So are you asking about priority points, Ankita?
Yes, like you said about the floor plan and also about the priority points. And I am a little bit confused, like if we attend this year, so what kind of benefits we will be getting for the next year's WEFTEC?
Sure.
That's what I'm just in short, you can say to me.
I think I just reviewed that over the last slide, unless I'm misunderstanding. And Keita, if you wouldn't mind putting yourself on mute, and I will follow up with you directly after this call. I just want to be cognizant of everyone else's time, and I'm not sure I'm understanding your question and want to take that time to do that. So if you can hold tight, I will make a note to follow up with you after this webinar and we can talk directly. Jessica,
okay, yeah, sure.
Question?
Yeah, I think you may be addressing it on the next slide, but it's about if you're not able to attend your appointment time in person at WEFTEC.
Great question. I don't specifically have it in writing on a slide, and that was one of my next items. Thank you. So if you're not attending on-site sales, you can't be there, a representative can't be there, we will use your booth application that you're completing August 1 through 26 as your proxy form. Historically, we had a separate proxy form because of our new booth application process. That is what we will use. So in the application, we will ask you all of the details, your booth preferences, who you want to be near, there's going to be an open box where you can make specific comments around your preferences. that is what we will use to select your booth on your behalf if you do not show up for your appointment. Any other questions, Jessica? I know you're probably going through a lot here.
Nope, we should be good to move on.
Okay, great. All right, so move that there. Okay. Okay, now I'm not going to read this word for word, but some of you may or may not be aware that WEF has a variety of specialty pavilions on the floor. Industry research tells us that across all types of live trade show events, attendees love specialty pavilions. It makes it really easy for them to find all of their people, so to speak, in one place. And it brings better exposure to you as a company because they know exactly what to expect and who's going to be in that pavilion around a particular topic. So if you align with a specialty pavilion, I would strongly encourage you to consider ticking one of those boxes so we can make sure on your application, so we can make sure we pre-qualify you. And then in the end, when you actually come to select your booth for WEFTEC 2023, you can make the decision whether you want to actually exhibit in a specialty pavilion or just stay in the general exhibition. So inside Innovation Pavilion, there's a couple areas. Innovation Showcase and Theater. This is nothing that anybody can apply for. So we partner with Blue Tech Research in addition to Imagine H2O, and they designate award winners, and these are placed here. The Discovery Zone is available to startups who are first-time exhibitors and also have won recent innovation awards. If anyone is on the call that is going to be participating in Innovation Showcase, they would be eligible to participate in Discovery Zone as a true first-time exhibitor in 2023. And then Innovation Zone is really for graduates of the Discovery Zone or anyone that has won a recent Innovative Product Award. And then we debuted last year in 2021, the Distributed Infrastructure Zone. So that's another specialty pavilion inside, or specialty zone inside Innovation Pavilion. Moving on, Drinking Water Pavilion. This is for a focus, of course, on potable and drinking water treatment and distribution. And then Intelligent Water and Cybersecurity Pavilion debuted last year at 2021 and continues to be a strong area of interest for many of our attendees, focused on products that protect networks, devices, and feature technologies that optimize system operations. So these are our specialty pavilions. And then we also have Stormwater Pavilion, obviously focused on stormwater or wet weather treatment. Okay, now I am going to share the WEFTEC 2023 floor plan. Please note that it is going to be available August 1st, and this is a staging test site. So it is not available for sharing right now, and it will be shared on August 1st. Also, when we go into the site, you will see some booths that have been reserved. Those are fake reservations. So if you see your company, no worries. I have not made it your assignment without your permission. This is just kind of a test sandbox staging floor plan. So when you come to the floor plan, you have a nice overview. Can everyone see the floor plan? Jessica, can you see it? Okay.
Sorry, I can see the building.
I could hear her through the wall. Jessica's right next to me. Okay, so a nice overview of McCormick Place, where we'll be in Chicago for WEFTEC 2023. What we're really focused on here today, of course, is the exhibit halls that are located on level 3, directly across the hall from each other with a grand concourse in between. But you can see relative to the exhibit floor on hall 3, on level 4, you have technical sessions, and also on level 5 as well, above the exhibit hall. You also have our Hyatt Regency McCormick Place, which is our host hotel connected to the convention center. So I'm going to start with North Building. You can either click directly on it or you can select from the drop down up here in the navigation bar. I'm just going to click right on North Building. Okay, so here in North Building, scrolling a little bit, we've got the main entrances right here, 1, 2, and 3. We've got WEF areas like our bookstore, our awards area, and attendee registration is right here. Big focus for North Hall is our operations challenge. And that's where you will see operators live doing the things you see them doing out in the field and competing individually and on teams. That's operations challenge. You've got a nice wide 20-foot aisle all around operations challenge here. The red lines are freight lines. By and large, you don't need to worry about them, but that's what they're there for. And then in the back here, we have Innovation Pavilion and all the innovation areas I talked about. We've got Innovation Showcase and Theater. We've got distributed infrastructure here. We've got the Discovery Zone in here. And then all the other booths are considered Innovation Zone booths. We've got exhibitor services and huddle rooms, which are conference rooms here in the corner. And then we have our career fair that will most likely just take place on Monday, like this year in North Hall, and our exhibitor lounge as well. And then we do have some concession additional seating here in the back. Any questions on North Hall? Okay, now I'm going to flip over to South Hall. So South Hall is right across the street, so to speak, inside. So you just walk from one hall to the other across the Grand Concourse. So South Hall has exhibitor registration, the Global Center, WEF's membership areas here. You've got 2 entrances here and here. So 1 and 2. And then you also have 2 entrances down here. And these are sets of escalators here and here, and they go down 1 level for bus pickup and drop off. So these are substantial entrances here, as well as the other 2 entrances at the top. Okay, going through specialty pavilions, we've got the stormwater pavilion up here with a networking area for stormwater inside. I'll point out WEFTEC Live. This is where we live stream exclusive interviews with key speakers and highlights of WEFTEC. Two key areas in terms of traffic flow is attendees can access and go up the escalators to the 4th and 5th floors via these escalators here. So you've got session access, people coming up and down here. And additionally over here, okay. And then we've got huddle rooms, we've got additional seating here. And then right in the center, we have 2 large cafe pods. If you've been to McCormick Place before in South Hall, there are 2 large concrete areas where you can take escalators up, and it's actually pretty cool. You can look down and look over the entire floor, and in between the cafe pods where there's concessions and seating, there's additional concession seating, and then the on-site sales office will be inside in between those areas. And then moving down here in South Hall, we've got the exhibitor lounge, additional seating. We've got our drinking water pavilion with the SDG theater featured inside for programming, just like we have for this year. And then we also are featuring our intelligent water and cybersecurity pavilion with a networking area inside here. So just for understanding, blue booths are available, gray are reserved. So you could see, for example, again, a test reservation here. This is our staging site, so not a real reservation, and everything will be removed. But you can see how Westlake is highlighted gray because it's reserved and blue is available. And then I just want to point out at the top, this navigation pane is really helpful. So if you know you're looking for available 20 by 20 booths, you can come down here to booth size and you can select 400 square feet. And the floor plan will highlight all 400 square foot booths. Now, of course, it will also include 10 by 40s because that's also a 400 square foot booth, but it will help you easily see 20 by 20 islands if that's the particular booth size that you are looking for. So make sure that you take use of these navigation tools up here, including the ability to search for an exhibitor once we start on-site sales, searching for exhibitors based on product category, or looking for a particular booth number. Okay, any questions on the floor plan?
I don't see any questions in the chat.
Okay. Move this over. And again, the floor plan link will be available live for you on August 1. Okay, so we're wrapping up here. Preparing for on-site sales. So what you need to do is August 1, we will send you a customized booth application link. We will send you a link to the floor plan, and we will send you a WEFTEC 2023 on-site sales kit. That will essentially include everything we've talked about today. What are the specialty pavilion descriptions and display requirements? What are the booth rates? What's the payment deadline? What are the marketing opportunities? What's the priority point process? I think I just said that. Everything that we reviewed today will be in a nice, neat package available for you August 1. Also important to note, if anyone has an outstanding credit that is in our system, an overpayment on file, that credit will automatically be applied to your WEFTEC 2023 space. But again, no payment is required when you complete the application, and your first payment is not due until January 31st, which at that time would be a 50% payment. So again, please complete your booth applications by August 26th so that we can make an on-site sales appointment for you. The full appointment schedule will be emailed early September. And again, the top 100 companies approximately will be selecting their space September 22nd through 30. And then all remaining companies will have an appointment specifically at the on-site sales office in New Orleans at WEFTEC. Okay.
Kate, I'm not seeing any additional questions right now.
Okay. Great. So what's next is if you have additional questions, please email me at weftechsales@wef.org, and one of our team members will come back to you. Complete your booth application August 1 through 26. Just to note, it doesn't matter how quickly you complete your application as long as you complete it within that window, because in the end, we will take all the applications and we will order everything in priority points, if that makes sense. If you're already receiving emails from us with invoices and things, you should already have service at Map Your Show added to your safe senders list. But if not, please make sure you add that email address to your safe senders list so that our communications don't end up in your spam. And then we're going to send a recording of this webinar in the next 24 hours to all participants. So be on the lookout for that, and then look out for the appointment schedule posted early September. Any final questions?
One very important one, Kate. Will the hall be carpeted this year?
Great question. Yes. Last year we had removed some of the carpeting from the primary aisles, but it will look very much like what it looked like in WEFTEC 19. Some of the areas like seating areas will not be carpeted, but by and large, we will be carpeting all aisles in between booths this year. Great question. And if you have to hop off Thank you so much for hopping on. And if you have additional questions about WEFTEC 2023 or WEFTEC 2022, our team will stay on here for a couple minutes and answer those questions. Thank you so much, everybody that came on today. Other questions?
I'm not seeing any other questions. Thank you all for joining. It was great to see some of you. Look forward to seeing you in person.
So I see a question about free guest passes for 2022. Do you want to answer that one, Jessica?
Sure. So Kristen, those are available from Feather, and that email was deployed on July 15th. If you did not receive it, if you could send an email to expoinfo@wef.org, and I'll put that in the chat as well.
Awesome. Thanks, Jessica. I'm going to scroll back up and see if I missed a question here. Lots of thank yous, and we appreciate you guys coming on here.
Yeah, there was a couple of questions that I did message the person directly if it was appropriate.
Okay. Thanks, Jeff. Very, very excited to see everybody again. Okay, we're down to 57 and diminishing. So I think we're answering most of the questions, but I'll just hang on here for a couple minutes here on mute and see if any other questions come up in the chat. Oh, someone asked Barbie, what is the exhibitor count for 2022? We are just over 750 exhibiting companies. Yep.
Yeah, Michelle, we can get you that information if you wouldn't mind emailing us at weftechsales@wef.org.
What was the count for 2021, Barbie? I think you're asking what was the exhibitor count for 2021. It was, don't quote me exact, but it was around 430 companies. Barbie's like, correct. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah.
And I see there's a couple more folks hanging on. We will not kick you out. So if you don't have any other questions, feel free to leave. We're hanging on in case there is anyone who has any additional questions.
Thanks, Michelle.
Okay. Only a few folks left.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll have questions though, if you want to go ahead and end the meeting.
Yeah, I think we can. If any other questions come up, just let us know. Email us at weftechsales@wef.org. Thanks all. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.